moment. Several weeks ago, we organized a new committee. Actually, it's a task force. You might say, well, that's nothing unusual for the General Conference. You're always organizing committees. This one, as with most of the committees, was done for a specific purpose. We organized what is called Human Sexuality Task Force. This particular task force has as its objective to draw on all of the resources, the materials that the church has from the Bible, from Biblical Research Institute, from voted statements, from other sources, to help our church members, and especially our younger church members, to understand what the Bible has to say about human sexuality. We are facing a huge onslaught of aggressive conditioning of people's minds from social media, from culture, regarding LGBT and other aspects. We need to treat all people with respect, with love, with care. But, my dear brothers and sisters, and those of you who are part of the General Conference Division and Attached Union Officer Group, you will know that we spent about an hour together 1 week ago today in a special meeting to vote, or not to vote, but to, by common consent, a consensus statement regarding the human sexuality aspect and what the Bible teaches. You know, we vote different things, and those things are important. But what the Bible has to say is the most important. And recently, as we reviewed this, we recognized we need to be much more proactive in helping our world church, and especially young people who are so influenced by social media, by connection to the internet, to understand what the Bible says. Also, I would like to just share with you, because you're going to be hearing much more about this as we move into the next number of months. We need to be careful, and as leaders and as executive committee members, I'm looking at these 6 screens with names all over them from all around the world. All of us need to be very careful to not be influenced by aberrant theology, which will take the very words of the Bible and turn them upside down on the Bible's head. Ellen White tells us to read the Bible as it reads, verse upon verse, precept upon precept, line upon line, to understand that the historical critical method, which has taken the ascendancy in theological circles for the last many decades, is not the biblical method to use. The Seventh-day Adventist Church has documented that it uses the historical grammatical or historical biblical approach to allowing the Bible to interpret itself. Let us not allow aberrant theological views to misrepresent what the Bible says, not only in the area of human sexuality, but in the area of theology, of prophecy, of understanding who we are as a people.
When you carry out acts of homosexuality through force or duress or undue influence, then the law defines that as aggravated homosexuality. And what is the punishment? the maximum punishment is death.
Now, friends, since this bill was passed in Uganda's parliament, many Western countries actually condemned it. And currently, Uganda is facing some sanctions coming from some of the Western countries. The almighty US has revoked the visa of some of the leaders of Uganda.
That you're going to be blocked from going to America. Do I need to go to America? I was sent here by people of Bukedea. I am what I am because of my people. I am not because I want to go and get a donation. If you're saying there will be no food, I'll go and dig cassava in Bukedea.
And that means don't waste your time applying for a visa to any of those countries. I cannot, for example, apply for a visa to the US. Fortunately, I was last in the US in 2009.